Hello all. Welcome. Thought we'd do a little poetry. I do not know if you can hear me. I'm testing out the earphones, but maybe you can hear me with the mic on the iPad. Maybe it's coming through this. But I thought I would read a little Tai Chi Classics poetry. So maybe we'll settle in for a bit and see how long I can stave off a yawn and or whatever might come. And we'll read some Tai Chi Classics a little bit. Not particularly curated here, so just this is Wei Sun Liao's classic Tai Chi Classics. I have a marker there, so I think that's where we'll read. Maybe we'll do the same for all of these. So I've opened at page 126, and I was hoping this would be a mic test, but I don't hear anything, so maybe I should wait a second. See if anybody's commenting and you cannot hear me. I'll start this over. Hi Tommy, can you hear me? Yes or no? I guess I'm closer. I can show you the book. If you guys can you hear me? No? Yes? No? Yes, so that's good. Thanks, Tommy. For a future reference, Tommy, tell me if you can hear me the same when I'm facing away from the camera as when I'm facing towards the camera. Maybe the headphones, if they're working, should work either way. But I think I'll just start reading here since you can hear me. Thank you very much. And spend a little bit of time here in the Sunday Farm Library, where it's chilly. So I'm in Wei Sun Liao's Tai Chi Classics book, and I'm on page 126. And this is unknown author here. This is like the great sages of old, the unknown masters, well argued over. And I'm reading the 8 truths of Tai Chi. The 8 truths of Tai Chi. Number 1, do not be concerned with form. Do not be concerned with the ways in which form manifests. It is best to forget your own existence. A highly Buddhist take there. Number 2, your entire body should be transparent and empty. Let inside and outside fuse together and become one. 3, learn to ignore external objects. Follow the natural way. Allow your mind to guide you and act spontaneously in accordance with the moment. 4, the sun sets on the western mountain. The cliff thrusts forward, suspended in space. See the ocean in its vastness and the sky in its immensity. 5, the tiger's roar is deep and mighty. The monkey's cry is high and shrill. Sammy's howl is a wonder of human's splendor. Oh no, I added that part. I'll start 5 again. The tiger's roar is deep and mighty. The monkey's cry is high and shrill. So should you refine your spirit, cultivating the positive and the negative. Again, I think I misread that. So the tiger's roar is deep and mighty. The monkey's cry is high and shrill. So should you refine your spirit, cultivating the positive and the negative. That could have done with a pre-read before I read to you. At any rate, around 6. The water of the spring is clear, like fine crystal. The water of the pond lies still and placid. Your mind should be as the water, and your spirit like the spring. I've always liked that one. Since I'm not doing a lesson on these are great ones to kind of read and then, step out into the studio space and, pick up a spear and set up a push hands match and, stand in some Neigong and really get into these lessons. So it's a little odd just to read them aloud and then move on. I read them to myself all the time and inform my practice. At any rate, we're on 7 of the 8 truths of Tai Chi. The river roars, the stormy ocean boils. Make your chi like these natural wonders. Last one, 8. All right. Seek perfection sincerely. Establish life. When you have settled the spirit, you may cultivate the chi. We were talking about that yesterday in their workshop, that last part, number 8, to sort of stand, shift, shake, and settle, which is taught as a body practice, but the spirit tends to adhere to the body there. So I'm going to reach over to real dear sweet man Lee Sheely, who has on his blog here some classics. So I thought I'd probably pick one to read here, I guess. We tried reading these, I forgot now, a month ago or something, and we had live stream failure. So you might have seen me, I don't know how that worked, if that live stream got archived and people saw it later, or just a few people that were there then caught it, and then it's gone for good. So with that in mind, I think I'll read a different piece, just in case you were there and you're here now and you heard me read some of Lee's. Well, yeah, the 10 important points, right? How do we skip that? Let's see. So this is the Song of Push Hands, and this is also author unknown. And again, this is Lee Sheely. His blog is SCHEELE, so SCHEELE.org. So you can find Lee's work there. Song of Push Hands. Be conscientious in Peng Lu Chi and An. Upper and lower coordinate, and the opponent finds it difficult to penetrate. Let the opponent attack with great force. Use 4 ounces to deflect 1,000 pounds. Attract to emptiness and discharge. Zan, Lian, Yan, Sui. No resisting, no letting go. So I'm going to go back, since that Song of Push Hands is a short one. We'll read more from Lee here. Yeah, so this is a little bit more prose, but let's give this one a try. And this is by Li Yu, and it is Essentials of the Practice of the Form and Push Hands. By Li Yu, Essentials of the Practice of the Form and Push Hands. I'm a little gassy and upper gassy, and I'm not sure. I'm having these little belches. I'm not sure if these are working. You might be picking them up. So it's very chuang tzu of me, I guess. See the baby geese out on the lawn here, walked up from the pond. Still count 4. So essentials of the practice of the form and push hands by Li Yu, and this is, as translated and researched, or as researched by Li Shili. Formerly, people said, being able to attract to emptiness, you can use 4 ounces to deflect 1,000 pounds. Not being able to attract to emptiness, you cannot deflect 1,000 pounds. The words are simple, but the meaning is complete. The beginner cannot understand it. Here I add some words to explain it. If someone is ambitious to learn this art, he can find some way to enter it, and every day he will have some improvement. Desiring to attract to emptiness and deflect 1,000 pounds, first you must know yourself and others. If you want to know yourself and others, you must give up yourself and follow others. If you give up yourself and follow others, first you must have the correct timing and position. To obtain the correct timing and position, you must first make your body one unit. Desiring to make the body one unit, you must first eliminate hollows and protuberances. To make the whole body without breaks or holes, you must first have the Shen, which is here translated as spirit of vitality, and Qi, here translated as vital life force. So I'll go back. To make the whole body without breaks or holes, you must first have the Shen and Qi excited and expanded. If you want the Shen and Qi activated and expanded, you must first raise the spirit, pay attention, and the Shen should not be unfocused. To have your Shen not unfocused, you must first have the Shen and Qi gather and penetrate the bones. Desiring the Shen and Qi to penetrate the bones, first you must strengthen the 2 thighs and loosen the 2 shoulders and let the Qi sink down. That's kind of like the topic of my workshop yesterday. So then it says the Qin, translated as intrinsic strength. So I'll read right through that here. The Qin raises from the feet, changes in the legs, is stored in the chest, moved in the shoulders, and commanded in the waist. The upper part connects the 2 arms, and lower part follows the legs. It changes inside. To gather is to close, and to release is to open. If it is quiet, it is completely still. Still means to close. In closing, there is opening. If it is moving, everything moves. Moving is open. In opening, there is closing. When the body is touched, it revolves freely. There is nowhere that does not obtain power. Then you can attract to emptiness and use 4 ounces to deflect 1,000 pounds. Practicing the form every day is the kung fu of knowing yourself. When you start to practice, first ask yourself, did my whole body follow the above principles or not? If one little place did not follow them, then correct it immediately. Therefore, in practicing the form, we want slowness, not speed. Push hands as the gong fu of knowing others. As for movement and stillness, although it is to know others, you must still ask yourself. If you arrange yourself well, when others touch you, you don't move a hair. Follow the opportunity and meet his chin, that intrinsic strength. Meet his chin and let him fall naturally outward. If you feel someplace in your body is powerless, it is double-weighted and unchanging. You must seek the defect in yin and yang, opening and closing. Know yourself and know others. In 100 battles, you will win 100 times. Now, a couple thoughts there is the most common, earliest sort of persistent translation is ounces, 4 ounces. And of course, if we think on that for a moment, we can think that's probably very unlikely to be correct, as perhaps would grams. As I understand it, the term used in Chinese is a catty, C-A-T-Y, and that's just a term, a weights and measures term. And so when we say 4 ounces, it's really a sort of a mistranslation. It's for caddies, so you can look that one up yourself. But the point of it, of course, is that it's very little weight. I can't really take a car that's parked, put my hand just outside the headlight, and move that car to one side or the other. If that car is just rolling towards me like it's left in neutral, I can actually turn that car, right? So I can use a very small amount of force. This would be more than 4 caddies, right? But the scale is raised, right? The car is more than 1,000 pounds. My arm's more than 4 caddies for its output. But when that car is moving, leaving aside the fear of that, or the challenge of the speed for that to happen, I can steer that car with lateral pressure. I don't recommend you trying that, but you can. Okay, so I'm wondering if we should pick another one from Sheely's here while we're on it. Yeah, I feel like I kind of can't. Yeah, I think I'll just read Yang Chen Fu's 10 important points, which I think is kind of recommend writing on the inside front cover of your Tai Chi Chuan notebook that goes in your duffel bag and goes with you at every class and every practice. So Lee writes a fair amount about each of these. I'm going to skip that here. Maybe that'll drive you to a site to read it. But also I don't want to spend 3 hours here reading to you guys. So it's just hopefully a bit of an inspiration or a check-in. And maybe this is something you can even play later, just so it's the audio and you're being reminded of these things. So this is Yang Chen Fu, his 10 important points. Again, Li Shili's work here. Head upright to let the Shen rise to the top of the head. Again, he says Shen is spirit of vitality, and I'm expecting that that's Li's preferred translation, as I think that's consistent throughout his blog. So repeating number 1, head upright to let the Shen rise to the top of the head. Sink the chest and pluck up the back. Sink the chest and pluck up the back. Sung the waist. Here he translates sung as relax. Sung the waist. Fang sung. Number 4, differentiate between insubstantial and substantial. 5, sink the shoulders and drop the elbows. I prefer these days saying melt the shoulders and sink the elbows. 6, use the mind instead of force. 7, coordinate the upper and lower parts of the body. 8, harmonize the internal and external. 9, move with continuity. And 10, move with tranquility. Also written here as seek stillness in movement. Okay, so that's a little bit from Li, and we're in a whole library here of Mei Jia Chuan and TCM books. So maybe we'll go through more of the library as time goes on. So I think I'm going to set Lee down. Thank you very much, Sifu. And thank you also to Sifu Liao. And now I'm going to pick up Douglas Wile's book, Tai Chi Touchstones, Yang Family Secret Transmissions. And this one's rather classic as well. This is not my exceedingly dog-eared copy. I think this is a new one for students to buy that I think I saw first. I guess we can sell it for more now that it's been read to millions online. So this is what I've opened to here is some of the songs of Tai Chi Chuan, and these are the Yang family manuscripts, right? And these particular ones, this is what's collected by Li Yingyang. And I've always thought it would be great to get these, in Chinese and write music for these songs and actually sing them, maybe chant them, maybe call and response them, which really feels like what the yin yang is, or what push hands is. It's like this call and response of the body. But I think getting them in Chinese would be the relatively easy part, pinyin even for an English speaker perhaps, but actually singing them, writing music for them, and chanting them, I would really dig just like a long form chant where whatever it is, 40 minutes of a song being repeated or call and response style. There seems to be a slightly increased opportunity for the Tai Chi Chuan players of the world to actually get these skills. Anyway, so this is Douglas Wile's Tai Chi Touchstones, Yang Family Secret Transmissions, and maybe I guess I'll just stand up. Let's just see this book a little closer if you would like. This might be very familiar to everybody here. There you go. Good. Oh, I see Sifu Hamill is on. Hello, sir. If you guys can see Rich Hamill on the comments there, make sure you give him a follow. He's doing a bunch of fantastic online classes in front of a much better backdrop than I have. And there's also the greatly increased odds when you watch his live stream of a well-trained dog coming into the picture and flipping through hoops and doing really cool stuff. And I don't have students that are that well trained, so it's just me in a sad library. Anyway, here we are, Douglas Wile. I'm on page 36, and this is, we'll read a couple of these songs, and this is Li Yingyang. So Song of the Five Steps is in 5 parts. Song of Advance. When it is time to advance, advance without hesitation. If you meet no obstacle, continue to advance. Failing to advance when the time is right is a lost opportunity. Seizing the opportunity to advance, you will surely be the victor. And before people get too excited about that, we're followed by the Song of Retreat. If our steps follow the changes of our body, then our technique will be perfect. We must avoid fullness and emphasize emptiness so that our opponent lands on nothing. To fail to retreat when retreat is called for is neither wise nor courageous. A retreat is really an advance if we can turn it into a counterattack. Song of Gaze Left. To the left, to the right, yin and yang. Change according to the situation. We evade to the left and strike from the right with strong, sure steps. The hands and feet work together, and likewise knees, elbows, and waist. Our opponent cannot fathom our movements and has no defense against us. Song of Look Right. Feigning to the left, we attack to the right with perfect steps. Striking left and attacking right, we follow the opportunities. We avoid the frontal and advance from the side, seizing changing conditions. Left and right, full and empty, our technique must be faultless. Song of Zhongding, or it's translated here, Song of Central Equilibrium. We are centered, stable, and still as a mountain. Our chi sinks to the dantian, and we are as if suspended from above. Our spirit is concentrated within, and our outward manner perfectly composed. Receiving and issuing energy are both the work of an instant. This is my nickname from William C.C. Chen, who's the mountain. Here's the bonus round question for you, which I've asked, some 500 times to people all over the world, never once gotten an answer. Why is it gaze left, but look right? Why is it gaze left, but look right? Why not say gaze left, gaze right, or look left, look right? Why is there a different verb? Gaze left, look right. What's the difference? Mostly I hear there's no difference, it's just poetic. But maybe I'm a meaning seeker or just a seeker, but I feel like, boy, that's, if I had a Tai Chi genie in a bottle and I had 3 wishes, that would be my first wish. And if I had 1 wish, that might be my only wish. Why is it gaze left, look right? Somebody tell me. Anyway, if you know, you win. And I guess you now own my school or something like that. And we don't even have to fight. So, have a look. I didn't pick another one to read, and I'm not reading questions and answers today. So I'm just going to look on the shelf here and see if another grabs me so we can do one last read. In the a similar vein, I wonder if Wolf Lowenthal has, as I find out William Chen's book. It's funny. I'm right here. I don't know if I'm on camera or not. Yay. Yeah, I don't remember Wolf having much in the way of something like that. Even stories. I know the stories about the Bowery and stuff like that. That's the one I was checking out, probably well known to you. Chen Jing's Excellences, Tai Chi's Ancestors, Searching for the Way, Sun Lutang. Oh, there we go. Look at that. Now we got Barbara Davis's Tai Chi Chuan Classics. Finally Tai Chi Chuan instead of Tai Chi, so we're in good hands here. So let's see what Barbara, this one has Chen Wei Ming, right? I think this is I don't remember if it's a preface or something. But that's, yeah, that's pretty cool. So let's see what we get here. Ooh, yeah, some gin. Ooh, I'll be with you guys in 18 hours once I've read this, and 18,000 years once I've begun to understand it. Ooh, this will be fun. This is a good one. Oh, I like this one. So, I'm trying to find where we have a little piece here. Yang Li Chan. Yeah, okay. So I think this is the commentary by Chen Wei Ming, but I think since it's boldface, I can just read that part. I'm trying to avoid the commentary because that's why you have the book, and just kind of get to the classics themselves. Not because intending to devalue the commentary. Okay, so here's the 13 Postures song. Yeah, so this is good. Yeah, that's good. I almost read this on the other one. So we'll read the 13 Postures. The Song of 13 Postures. This is author unknown, and I don't think I read that. I think I read the 5 steps. Yeah, this is pretty cool. This is a little harder to read because they keep parenthetically adding the opinion for the appropriate characters, which is very helpful, but maybe a little harder to read too, but some really good commentary in this. So, number 1, we're on page 144 if you happen to have Barbara Davis's book. The 13 postures should not be taken lightly. Their meaning and origin are in the Yao. So the Yao is that sort of lower back area. What they talk about here is the sort of Dantian Ming Men, I don't know, zone. Changes and turns, empty and full, must be paid attention to. The qi is everywhere in the body without the slightest obstruction. In stillness there is stirring. In movement one is as if still. Accord with the opponent's changes and show wonders. So good. Use one's yi to ponder each posture. When attained, it will feel as if it is without effort. At every moment, keep the attention in the Yao, again, that kind of lower back region. There's a lot more to Yao than saying lower back, but I'm trying to keep the flow here. Go to class, study with the Sifu. At every moment, keep the attention in the Yao. If the belly is thoroughly relaxed, then the qi soars. The Wei Lu is a tailbone or coccyx, so really I guess tailbone means that. So Wei Lu is not translated here, so hopefully that helps. The Wei Lu is straight, and the spirit connects to the head top. The whole body is light and free moving, the head top as if suspended. This makes me want to practice. Carefully pay attention, analyze and study, in flexing and extending, and opening and closing. Allow for spontaneity. To enter into study, one must have the oral teachings. To labor without rest is the method of cultivating oneself. Just what I said. Find a Sifu, stick to the Sifu. Or Simu, whatever you get. In speaking of theory and practice, what is the standard? Yi and Qi are the Lord. The bones and flesh are the subjects. So Yi is intent. Not quite the same as intention, but intent. Yi and Qi are the Lord. The bones and flesh are the subjects. Of course, in TCM, the bones and the flesh are themselves the subjects of the heart and the lungs. Sort of like the prime minister and the emperor. What is the purpose of this discipline? I'm going to read this one slowly. What is the purpose of this discipline? To lengthen one's life, extend one's years, and to give one an ageless springtime. O sing these 140 characters. Each character is true and accurate with no omissions. If you don't study this carefully, you will be wasting effort, leaving regretful sighs. So, tiny bit of the commentary Jim Wei Ming as to the last line. Who is sighing regretfully in this last line? Is it the teacher admonishing a student, or is it a practitioner regretting not having worked harder? The word here in the Chinese is, which is translated here as effort, is actually gong fu. So that's Barbara Davis's. I don't know if I brought this up to you, the Tai Chi Chuan Classic. Oh, I think I did, yeah. So that's that one. And I'm thinking it's probably getting to be about time for me to cook dinner. So I think I will log off. If there's something else you would like read, I've been doing these sort of online Q&As, and I've been doing different readings of poetries and poetries, and I thought this is a sort of Tai Chi Chuan focused poetry. But maybe there's something else that you'd like me to spend time on. I'm doing a whole bunch of online teachings and other kind of offerings, but these may be more casual, just sit here, have something to read, less tech challenges doing that too. So let me know what the volume was like. I'm going to turn around again and walk to the other side of the room, and if I'm going to keep the same volume voice, but if you can tell if this is me being much quieter or it's about the same, that would be pretty helpful to me later, so I'll know if these microphones are picking up. But that's it for now. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And now I'll probably have this fall.